Well, initially it was the name. Dulwich carries a certain prestige among most people, I feel, and I did a bit more research and actually I thought the job sounded perfect for me.
It was the challenge of coming to a new city, obviously, but also the challenge of the position. I liked the idea of it was a promotion for me as well, so it was the idea of coming to a new school, starting up a new school within a framework that I was already aware of, having worked at DCB. I'd really had a positive experience at DCB, and I just wanted to come and take the challenge on and have a go, really.
The main reason that I'm actually here is because of friends that were teaching here already, so I have a different route into teaching here than normal. However, it was on recommendation of the school, and I had also come to Beijing and visited beforehand, so I knew that it would be a city that I could work in.
The rigour, the focus on academics, the focus on sporting, and also the resources that are available with Dulwich, all those for me were the components I wanted in a school that I wanted to work in.
Being from the UK, obviously I knew the reputation of Dulwich in London, the original Dulwich College, and having worked in an international school in Singapore, I knew that the Dulwich schools in Asia generally had a good reputation.
Well, my husband and I were already in China and we'd been working in Shanghai, and it was actually the school. My husband came for a visit to Dulwich Beijing in April, and he did some work with the current head teacher on a training program, and he just loved the atmosphere in the junior school and the environment and the way it was led and the way the teachers talked about the school and the children. So it was really the desire to work in a school where you just felt there was a buzz about learning and where children were happy to be and also teachers were happy to be. That was a big draw for us.
Well, a number of things, to be honest. Obviously you've got the prestige of the London College, which is very well known around the whole world, but also Dulwich College is building a brand across Asia in particular, which is where I wanted to go at the time. So really interested in going out and being part of this project as it develops.
I knew it was a very good school and was very grateful when I was given a chance for an interview, and I was successful and I've not looked back since.
I was given the opportunity to teach in one of the wider network of schools in the Dulwich network, which we hear a lot about back at Dulwich College in London.
I'd heard of Dulwich College in the UK already, so when I looked at the information, they were a school that suited what I was looking for. They are very forward-thinking, and I really liked the emphasis in the early years on child-initiated learning.
I particularly wanted to go into the Dulwich group because I knew a lot about it, and the rest is history, really. That's why I'm here now and thoroughly enjoying it.
This is my second term here. I really enjoy the fact that they absolutely encourage the arts. In fact, the college educates the whole child. But I'm passionate about choral music and music in general, and so that was the thing that attracted me to Dulwich.
First off, it was Dulwich, the prestige it has across the teaching community back in the UK, which is where I'm from, and the international move and how exciting the whole process was.
And the reason I liked it was because I wanted to work for a school that kind of had a much more academic rigour, had a good kind of ethos that I wanted to get involved in, which was kind of like about the whole rounded pupil, was in an interesting location, and Beijing's pretty interesting. I like travelling internationally, so that was always good, and also gave me an opportunity for continuing professional development.
I really found that I kind of shared the same ethos. I'm not going to lie, the place, the fact it's in Asia, really attracted me. I've always wanted to live in this part of the world, and the package as well, the overall package was very attractive compared to the other international schools in the area.
And I couldn't believe my luck when I actually had the interview in London with Brian McDougall and Kate Beath and got the position in the school I wanted to be at. Because once I'd seen these adverts and I saw the history of Dulwich, I knew I wanted to be in Beijing, and that the school could be a very fascinating place to work because it's in the capital city, because it was a company that obviously had ambition and was growing.
Dulwich College's reputation was the first thing. I'm actually from Dulwich and I worked at Dulwich College in London. Once I worked there, the reputation of the international schools was something that really intrigued me. I'm going to stay for at least 3 years. And then see what happens, but I'm loving it so far.
I see that the school here is really sort of progressing and developing, and it's quite an exciting time to be here, I think. The school is starting to try lots of new different projects and lots of new different courses, so I think being here and helping them to develop it and start something really quite unique I'd be happy to be part of that.
I've been here 5 years, and while there's been opportunity to possibly move on a few years ago, I made the decision to stay. I'm very grateful that I did, and yeah, there's China and both the school have a lot to offer.
This is the start of my third year now, but I've already agreed to stay an additional year. That's how much I like this place.
Yeah, it's through your contract, but to be honest, I think I'd probably stay longer because I'm loving it here at the moment.
This is my 7th year at Dulwich College. Before that, I was head of dance music at Dulwich College in Shanghai.
I do expect to be here for some time. I've got jobs to do here to establish some of the already good work that's been done by my predecessor. But also I actually really like the Dulwich group, and so I myself really want to remain in the group for some time and to work upwards.
I'd like to be. It's a great opportunity, it's a great place to be, and so I'm excited about the future. I'm recently promoted, so I feel that there's lots that we can do with the humanities department.
Yes, so when we had a visit from DCI, they mentioned about the fact that we could move within schools depending on whether or not we wanted opportunities. So I quite like the number of the different locations that Dulwich has schools in, and also the new locations that they're possibly looking for new schools to be in.
I think so. I mean, we're lucky in the Dulwich group that we have access to a website where jobs are listed there before they're put on the Times Ed website, for example. So we're always given the opportunity to apply for jobs before anybody else.
Definitely. Yeah, the opportunity to go across to either China or to Singapore, yeah, really exciting opportunities.
I'm certainly considering it. I'm not completely sure. Possibly I would like to go to the UK for a little while and then come back out. I know obviously there's quite a few interesting plans coming forward for the Dulwich colleges around the place, so definitely open-minded to it.
I would love to work for the group again. It would also, the fact that they're expanding in other countries, definitely appeals to me.
There are a couple of teachers who I taught with in London who are now at Dulwich in Shanghai, and there's a growing number going to Dulwich in Singapore to help them start up. So definitely there's a growing network in the links between Dulwich London and the network overseas.
Actually, that was one of the main things that attracted me. My original plan was to come to China, and I actually wanted to move just to China. So the number of international schools that are within China itself, in the mainland, but also within Asia, will definitely make me more likely to stay within the group rather than seeking employment outside the group into another school.
Absolutely. Singapore, know that they've just opened a college there, or I've heard in Myanmar.
A lovely community, everybody works together well, looks out for each other, and are very quick to jump in and support one another. So the atmosphere is constantly just very vibrant.
I guess enthusiastic is the word I would have to use.
Quite a nice family feeling. A lot of us started at the same time. There's been a very low turnover. So the success or failure of the school really is down to us, and that really sort of creates an atmosphere of hard work. And all of us are prepared to do what we can to make sure that the school succeeds.
The atmosphere is possibly the most energetic and exhausting at the same time, but energetic staff that I've ever come across. There's a real big buzz about the school. There's always something happening, always something going on, but the staff are really, really supportive of each other and very caring, and someone will always go out of their way to do something for you.
DCB was a bit more established when I went there, so Dulwich College Seoul was a new school, and so the staff I found here, going through that experience of starting up a new school was very challenging for everyone involved. But you take that challenge on, you get that sort of group mentality and that teamwork pretty quickly. And it is challenging, and it does, it can be tiring at times.
Junior school, everyone wants to talk to you, everyone is helpful, everyone is friendly. It's a very easy environment to work in. I look forward to coming to school.
Really, really good. It's very much a team staff, community. Everyone works together and lives together, and it's just a great place. Great bars all the time, very, very busy, but in a good way. It's very positive.
The atmosphere amongst the teachers at Dulwich is great. There's a really good range of teachers from a range of countries, but there's a lot of collegiality because everybody arrives and everybody's in the same.
I don't think I've ever worked in a school where people work so hard for the students but complain so little, actually. The atmosphere of the college, it's in this Dulwich International High School studio, we're quite a young school, so we all feel as if we're being part of something very special, in building a school from scratch, and so that is creating a fantastic atmosphere to work in.
The staff here at Dulwich College Shanghai are wonderful. I've never worked with such an amazing staff. Not only are they really great colleagues, a lot of them are some of my very good friends, and I think that's important when you're away from home.
Superb. We've got a young group. We've got people who want to go out. We've got people with interest. We've got people who do things like rock climbing or go out running. We've got a social group who go out and have a couple of drinks together. So yeah, it's a great life. It's a great community. We work well together.
The teachers all seem genuinely happy. Everyone is so willing to talk to you, to help you out if ever you need to, which when you're starting a new school in a new country is kind of important.
By being a smaller common room or staff room, if you like, everyone really gets on very, very well. But at the end of the day, we all work very hard during the day, and we have very high expectations of ourselves, because our students have really high expectations of themselves as well.
Oh, it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Certainly in the department that I work in, the atmosphere is brilliant. Everyone gets on really well, and there's such a good atmosphere for progression and things happening and new things coming in, new things happening all the time. It's really the best I've seen in any school I've worked at.
The resources are excellent, and if ever there's anything that you need, you can go straight to your heads and departments, and they're only too willing to help you, which is helpful for us. And in terms of facilities that the school has, they're amazing, they're incredible. The first time I walked around, my eyes were just opened. There's a AstroTurf that is the same quality as FIFA quality. It's amazing. The swimming pool is absolutely beautiful. The gym, the facilities, you can't beat them.
It's really nice. The previous international school I worked in, I didn't have a lab, just had a classroom because I'm a biology teacher. And here I get my own lab space. They're pretty big. There are technicians there to be able to support us. There's quite a lot of resources. I haven't run into any difficulties as of yet as to what kind of chemicals I can get, because sometimes I know that can be a problem. There's lots of kind of resources for me to use, and I really like the fact that the majority of the kids have a laptop, so everybody at year 7 is a one-to-one laptop policy.
The college is very, very well resourced. Just within the junior school, the music department has 2 big music function rooms, and they've got a music ICT lab with also the black box theatre and the dance theatre, 2 theatres as well, and that's all only in Seoul. We also have opportunities to perform in all the other different colleges when we collaborate together.
I would say probably that is one of the weaker areas of our school, because we share our facilities, although fantastic facilities, with Zhuhai School. I think that we're missing a lot of opportunities because we don't have the facilities that some of the international schools have in the bigger cities and the big campuses. Next year, though, when we're in our new facilities, hopefully that will kind of improve and we'll make greater progress with those resources that we have.
But I've been very surprised at what's been offered. I mean, I don't have to ask for anything. We're well resourced, and things are improving all the time. And obviously, when we move to our new school, resources will be even better.
Resources here are fantastic. I came from the state sector in the UK, and it's a very different world.
The resources for me, coming from my first school was a 1-form entry primary school in London, and the resources of 9 classes compared to a school on this scale are absolutely phenomenal. I had every visitor that we have from England, we try to bring them out and to see where we're working. And I know that certainly there's unlikely to be somewhere that I'll work again that is this well resourced as this school.
We have excellent resources. The students, obviously the majority of our students are Chinese background or Korean, and when they come in and they have much more than they used to, much smaller class sizes, teachers and great support, but also the interactive whiteboards and the other resources that we have. So I think we've got everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, when I walked in the first day and I saw, what was here, I couldn't believe it. Honestly, it's just fantastic. So much in terms of resources, and then not only that, but the power to get in what's necessary too. So if you say, I could really do with this, it would help this, this, and this, then it's there the next week. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Fantastic.
It's incredible.
Incredibly motivated.
Really, really engaged here.
They're a pleasure to teach.
Students here are really keen to please. They're really keen to do well. The standards that the college holds the students to are pretty high. But to be honest, I think the students actually have higher expectations of themselves than we have of them.
The students work very, very hard. They are really motivated, always wanting to do things outside the classroom at lunchtime. They are really, really good students.
I think the students are on the whole very, very motivated to learn. I think the curriculum that they're taught is very fresh. Certainly in junior school we teach a creative curriculum approach which gives the children real engagement and excitement about their learning, and it's constantly being reviewed rather than something that teachers get bored of teaching. It's never the same thing being taught over and over again.
Very, very lovely, enthusiastic little ones who love learning. I think I have about 6 or 7 languages spoken in my class, which is wonderful because they translate for me and I'm learning more from them, I think, than they.
Very good. The Chinese students that we teach here, no matter what lesson we're teaching, they're quite happy to engage. They talk to the teachers, they're working in class. In terms of disruption and behaviour issues, they're almost non-existent.